I'm having trouble letting go. I close my eyes and wish you were closer. Now we're like footprints in the snow, slowly fading until it's over. Our memories will last forever. I'll love you for eternity. So baby, let's get back together. I'll show you what you need, a symphony.
And we are live here at Darlington for the 8th race of our NASMAR season. Here for the Goodyear 400 at this 1 1/3 mile long track in the heart of South Carolina. 39 drivers will take on this track today and take on each other with the hopes of achieving victory. It is going to be a very exciting race today. I am hoping that when we get to the end of it, you will agree with me on that. You can see the unfortunately not very well focused camera is showing you the track at the moment. There we go, that's better. Last week's winner in the NASMAR Community Cup Series was Denny Hamlin at Martinsville for Rodco Racing's Cookout 400 at Martinsville Speedway. We're going to have some highlights here, the final couple of laps or so. Here's how he won that race. He held off Joey Logano as they were calling to the white flag. Hamlin managed to successfully hold him off continuously here. Even though Logano made some hard charges, Logano pulled to the inside. He pushed Hamlin out of the way, and they recreated basically the 2018 finish. But it wasn't enough for Logano to get the win, and Hamlin held on. As you will see us now panning down the front stretch, getting a look at all of the cars in their, once again, overexposed camera beauty. You can see a bunch of customs in our race today. Not trying to say anything, but I do sell customs. But anyways, moving back towards the actual racing that we're going to be seeing today, it's going to be very exciting. There's a good chance that we'll see a bunch of the best drivers in the series taking towards the front, but it will be interesting too to see if anyone steps out of, shocks us today. Anyways, your ones to watch today. Ross Chastain. He has a good short run car and he's starting on the front row. That's pretty good for him. Kyle Larson was fastest in practice earlier this weekend, and he has a really good long run car, so it'll be interesting to see if he and Chastain kind of flip roles as the race goes on. Brad Keselowski, he qualified very poorly, about in the mid-20s or so. We'll find out later exactly where. But he was also pretty fast in practice, so it'll be fun to see if he can get his way back towards the front. And Ryan Blaney is on pole for today, and he had the best 5-lap average, which is good because our stages are 5, 5, and 7 today. So yeah, those were our ones to watch here in today's race. Going to be exciting to see how those drivers do today. Speaking of other, some other drivers, here are your Toyota keys to victory. Drive a Toyota, drive that Toyota well, and Toyota. And as always, Toyota. Let's go. Not even racing, let's just go. It's almost time for us to get to the command here today, so we can see the Kevin Harvick pace car in all of its glory. To give our the command today will be the East Coast Racing Network.
What's up, Darlington? Are you ready for wall scraping, beating and banging, and side-by-side roughing 'em up action today? Drivers, start your engines!
Alright, wonderful scenes, Mr. Coasty. Here is our social media pages, both mine and NASMAR's, that you can comment, maybe find out some more stuff about what's going on in our series. Yeah, if you want to, that is. Here is your starting lineup today. On the front row, you have Ryan Blaney and Ross Chastain. On row 2, William Byron and Chase Briscoe. Row 3, Denny Hamlin and Kyle Larson. Row 4, Bubba Wallace, and this time Kyle Busch in that 8 car, not the 5. Row 5 is Chris Buescher and Carson Hocevar. Row 6, Alex Bowman and Christopher Bell. Row 7, Tyler Reddick and Chase Elliott. Row 8, Ty Gibbs and Joey Logano. Row 9, Josh Berry and Eric Jones. Row 10, Noah Gragson and Justin Haley, 2 drivers in new rides. Speaking of new rides, Row 11, Ryan Preece and Todd Gilliland. Row 12, Michael McDowell and Riley Herbst. Row 13, Daniel Suarez and Brad Keselowski. Row 14, Austin Cindric and AJ Allmendinger. Row 15, Zane Smith and Cole Custer. Row 16, Shane Van Gisbergen and John Hunter Nemechek. Row 17, Austin Dillon and Xfinity Series driver Christian Eckes. Row 18 is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Ty Dillon. Row 19, Rick Ware Racing teammates of Cody Ware and Kaz Gralla, and rounding out our field in 39th, Josh Bilicki. Here are your keys to today's race. As I said earlier, the stage lengths are 5, 5, and 7, a total of 17 laps today. You need to be perfect on pit stops, will the high line be dominant, and will track position be a big deal, or will it be more about tires? Looks like we're about ready to go green here at Darlington. The crowd is pumped up. Let's get racing here at the Lady in Black. Already down the backstretch, Ryan Blaney had cleared Ross Chastain, but then Ross Chastain pulled a crossover on him, but it does not matter because Blaney has the preferred line, or at least what we assume is going to be the preferred line. We have yet to see how it's going to actually play out today. Looks like it's going pretty well so far as Chase Briscoe has managed to clear into third. Still side by side at the front. Now 3 wide going down the front stretch. Chase Briscoe getting a power move. He's going to clear somewhat Ross Chastain. And now we're on board with the 12 car, already halfway through stage 1. 3 wide again. Chase Briscoe making all kinds of crazy moves, and Ross Chastain benefits from that. He's in the lead now. And he will clear all of our leaders. Kyle Larson now making it 3 wide. You've just seen it here, folks. Top line will definitely be the best line today, if this first stage has shown us anything. We're already on the white flag lap, the final lap of this stage. And unless Kyle Larson can do something here, it looks like it's going to be Ross Chastain's stage to lose. And he's going to aero block the 5 a bit, and Ross Chastain somewhat easily wins stage 1 here at Darlington. You can see your top 10 of the stage getting stage points to the left, and Ross Chastain is your winner of the stage. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Darlington here at the end of stage 1. Here's a replay of the final lap. After a bunch of crazy passes up front, Ross Chastain took advantage of all the chaos and brought home the stage 1 victory in that flannel car of his. It's now time for pit stops. Let's go to our pit reporters.
After winning stage 1, Ross Chastain says his car is really good, but it needs a small adjustment. His short run speed needs a little bit of work. His team is going to give him 4 tires and fuel in addition to that adjustment. Unfortunately for the one team, their pit stop is a little slow.
Ryan Blaney's coming down pit road, complaining that his car is not set up for the long run. His team's going to take a look at that, give him 4 tires and gas, and they're going to send the 12 car on his way, hoping to get a good finish today.
Alright, after our first round of pit stops, here is the race off pit road. Kyle Larson in first with Blaney and Chastain behind him coming out of pit road. Gonna be interesting to see what they do for the choose rule, or the choose cone. But anyways, your biggest mover in stage 1 was Brad Keselowski, +8. We highlighted him in the pre-race, and it'll be interesting to see if stage 2 is different than stage 1, as stage 1 was all green all the way through. Looks like Ross Chastain chose the inside lane, which means Ryan Blaney in second chose to restart behind Larson. Gonna be interesting to see if that pays off for him. Speaking of restart, we are once again restarting here at Darlington. Green flag is out. Already, it looks like Kyle Larson's going to try to clear Ross Chastain while they're on the backstretch. And he has done that, and it looks like Ross Chastain won't be able to get to the outside line as Blaney is there, and he's going to try to pass him for second, coming to the line for the lap. So we still have Larson leading, and we have a crash in turn 2! A lot of cars piling in, hard hits! Even more hits. It looks like Elliott got some damage there, but didn't get stopped. Caution is out. Crazy crash. Out of turn 2, onto the backstretch. Bunch of cars piled into each other. The red flag is out. You can see Tyler Reddick and Chase Elliott. I believe those are in the background with damage. Yeah, just a crash. Looks like two teammates actually got into each other. Of Briscoe and Hamlin. Unfortunate timing for the 24, 77, and 17 cars, as they didn't really have anywhere to go there. I mean, just look, like, maybe a second at most to react, and that wasn't enough. As, yeah, it looks like the 9 and maybe somewhat the 45 car. Yeah, it looks like they got some damage there. So, here are our drivers involved in this wreck. Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Chris Buescher, Chase Briscoe, William Byron, Tyler Reddick, and Carson Hocevar. If anyone else got damaged in this wreck, it was not noted by officials on this list. As you can see, it looks like the 4 cars of the 19, 11, 24, and 17 will be going to the garage. The red flag has been lifted. We are under caution conditions once again. So we have the list back up, and yep, it looks like the 45 and 77 and 9 cars will be trying to continue in this race. As it looks like the 45 car is going to be able to get his car out in time to stay on the lead lap. However, the 77 of Hocevar and the 9 of Chase Elliott will not be able to do so. So they'll be fighting for the lucky dog after this stage. Once again, Larson and Chastain are your front row. Gonna be really interesting to see who gets stage points, though, as that top 10 just got shaken up a lot. So here we go, is 2 to go in stage 2. Kyle Larson got another good jump this restart. Doesn't look like he's going to be actually, yes, he will be able to clear Chastain, as already Blaney's trying to make some hard charges past him. Wallace is looking like he's going to try to take it 3 wide for second place, but he won't. He'll tuck in behind the 12 of Blaney. One more time around the track here for stage 2. Kyle Larson still holding a lead over Ryan Blaney. Like last stage, he's going to take a big charge from this guy in second to win it, but it will not matter because Kyle Larson wins stage 2. And it looks like a bunch of drivers, as you can see on the left, got stage points that weren't even in position to get close to stage points last stage, so good for them. Your stage 2 winner is Kyle Larson. We'll be back after this break. Alright, we are back here at Darlington for Stage 3, but first a replay of the end of Stage 2. Kyle Larson held off a charging Ryan Blaney, who ultimately just didn't have enough time to make up ground on Kyle Larson, and that was how Kyle Larson got himself a stage victory today. The free pass is going to go to Chase Elliott, which is going to keep Carson Hocevar a lap down. Here are what might be the last pit stops of the day.
Kyle Larson won stage 2. He's really happy with the speed in that number 5 Chevy Camaro right now. He said the only thing he's unsure about is the long run speed in that car if stage 3 has a long green flag run. He'll be getting 4 tires, fuel, and a small chassis adjustment on his car, and he is away.
Bubba Wallace is telling his team he really likes where his car is at right now. He does not know if the car is as good as Blaney's or Larson's, but is happy with the day so far. He asked for a small adjustment to go with his 4 tires and fuel, and he is off.
Alright, and another race off pit road has Ryan Blaney leading now after he managed to get the lead on those pit stops with Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson behind him. Here are some race updates for you. The biggest mover in Stage 2 was Brad Keselowski, though 5 of those spots did come, well, actually 7 of those spots technically did come from crashed drivers. It'll be fun to see who has the best car in this stage. Ryan Blaney will be starting in first with Kyle Larson alongside him. It looks like Wallace again did what Blaney did last stage, which, seemingly worked out for him. Will this be the last time we have a restart today? We're going to find out here for the final 7 laps of the race, scheduled at least at Darlington. Ryan Blaney Trying to clear Larson, hasn't quite done it yet. Now he has. Still took him longer than almost any other leader in this race so far to clear the guy in second. Just speaks to the quality of Larson's cars. Now Wallace is making a move. Gonna try to get behind Blaney. We're gonna go on board with Blaney here. As now Bubba Wallace has done it. He has gotten to the outside of Ryan Blaney. And he's going to lead that lap, in fact. Good for him and his team. As now Wallace has cleared Blaney. It looks like Cody Ware is having some engine problems. And in fact, that is exactly what he had. An engine failure. Going to take him out of the race. Bubba Wallace leads another lap. It looks like Bell has moved into third place ahead of Larson, with Kyle Busch running at the top 5 currently. Only a few more laps to go here at Darlington. Now Ryan Blaney is challenging for the lead. He's going to go to the outside, and he's going to lead that lap, and he's going to try to clear Wallace coming through the next 2 corners. He's going to fairly easily do it. It looks like Larson is making a move, and has made the move on Bell for third, and he's not making a move on Wallace for second. Look at that good long run cover we spoke of earlier for Kyle Larson. He almost got a little bit loose there, almost got into Wallace. He's now going on the outside of Blaney with only 1.5 laps to go. Alright, we're coming down to it. The white flag is out here at Darlington. Crossover move by Ryan Blaney. He's going to be on the outside of Kyle Larson. It's going to be a drag race basically to the line between these two cars. Who has the best one? It looks like Larson's going to try to make a little bit of a move, but he's not going to be enough because Ryan Blaney has won at Darlington today. Congratulations to your winner, Ryan Blaney, as he's going to do a little bit of a burnout. Not much of one, it's his own little signature flair, if you will. Not to do too much of one. Here's a replay of the final lap. Looks like Larson just couldn't quite pull off the block in enough time on Blaney, as they were about to go into turn 1. And that was really all it took, because that top line was just so good today. Kyle Larson just couldn't do anything there, couldn't quite get into the bumper of the 12 car. And that was all she wrote. The lady in black. As he now gets to celebrate in victory lane with his team and that trophy. Great for them. Here are your finishing results for today's race. Blaney got first, as you've seen, but he also had the fastest lap, so it's a bonus point to him. Larson, Bell, Wallace, Keselowski, Jones, Chastain, Bowman, Busch, and Preece are your top 10 today. Some other drivers with decent runs. Todd Gilliland in 12th, pretty good for him. Josh Berry in 13th, always good to see him and that Wood Brothers team doing pretty well. Riley Hurst at the top 20 is pretty cool. So same for McDowell, 19th. And here are some drivers that you'd kind of expect to be finishing back here. You know, Van Gisbergen, Custer, Allmendinger. Guys that you'd kind of expect to finish in the middle 20s or so. And back here, some drivers with some unfortunate days. A bunch of part-timers and some guys who crashed in that wreck on the second lap of stage 2, as well as Cody Ware, whose engine decided that it wanted to go home early. So yeah, gonna be interesting to see how the points shake up from here. We don't quite have a copy of those, unfortunately. We just couldn't ultimately make it work, but that's okay. However, what we'll have for you here in a moment is a list of the winners this season, so you can at least get a general idea of who's in the playoffs. I can tell you this is the first time Ryan Blaney has won this season, and in fact, it has been a very long time since he has won. So I'm sure Blaney fans are going to be absolutely loving this one. Alright, and currently, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Tyler Reddick, Ty Gibbs, Ross Chastain, Chase Elliott, and Ryan Blaney, more or less in the order in which they won, with the exception of Hamlin, who's just up there because he has 2 wins. It's going to be fun to see which other 9 cars join these 7 in the playoffs. Or will it even be these 7? Will we have enough winners, and will one of these guys just not be good enough in points to make it? These are questions that we won't know for a few more months. What we will know, though, is who's going to win the following races. You'll get to find that out on these channels listed in front of you. Bristol on the 13th, Talladega on the 27th, and in May 4th you'll have Kansas. Right, not supposed to say Texas, my bad. It's unfortunate. Yeah, no, Texas, not Kansas. But anyways, that is more or less all we have for you here today at Darlington. I'd like to say thank you for watching this race, as I put quite a bit of effort into it, and I hope you enjoyed it too. This has been an SMCS Racing Network production. The NASMAR season, even though we're already a few weeks in, has only just really kicked off. Gonna be fun to see what happens the rest of the day. Have a great day, everyone!
I'll show you what you need, a symphony.